Hey, what's going on? Eric Cortina, Texas Barndominiums. Look what I have behind me. The metal building for Demolition Ranch headquarters is done. Let's go check it out. All right, so here you have it, Demolition Ranch HQ. The building is done. Let's talk about those red posts first. That is primer, okay? They are going to be black eventually. Right now, all we did is prime them. And so, ash gray, black trim. What do you guys think? I think that looks really, really nice. Again, the building is 24 by 24, but 10 of that is the front porch right here. The building has an 11-foot eave height, and it has a 3-on-12 roof pitch. Let's get closer to that so you guys can see. So I'm standing under the front porch right now, and you can see where it peaks up. This is going to have metal soffits eventually. Of course, we don't do that right now because we still have to run our electrical. So we have to wait to do the soffits until that's done. And right here where the skirting is, we're also gonna have skirting on the inside. So whenever this thing is completely done, you will not be able to see any framework. It's all gonna be covered up. So there's 8-foot clearance right here to the bottom of this skirting. And then it's about 14 feet to here at the peak. So it's pretty tall. When it's done, it's gonna look really nice with the soffits pitching up like that. All right, let's go look at the rest of the building. We have an overhead door right here. It's not gonna be a roll-up, it's gonna be a sectional. And it's 8 feet tall as well. The walk door right next to it is also 8 feet tall. And of course, we set the windows at 8 feet on top so that everything matches real nice. On the inside, that's gonna be the enclosed area right there. It's gonna be a 14 by 14. So the wall's gonna come to about right here. The wall's gonna split the walk door and the overhead door. And then as you walk in, we're gonna have a door right here so you can access the storage area, so that if you're just taking out something small, you don't have to open this big overhead door. You can simply go through the walk door, or if you're having a meeting in there and you want to just get something right quick, you can just go through that door. You don't have to go through this big door. That was the original plan, but we changed it. The other thing is obviously the windows. As you guys can imagine, there's a million different types of windows we could have used. I like the vertical sliders. Why? Because if it's a nice day, you can open the windows, open the door. You can literally sit in here, air this whole place out, and have a really pleasant time without having to run the AC. Plus, we don't even know if we're gonna have AC yet. So I figured it would be a best idea to have a window that you can open and get some air in here. So that's why we selected these windows. Now the framework. We have a base angle at the bottom. We have a 4-inch purlin on the wall at 4 feet, another one at 8 feet. And then the other one, obviously, is the roof purlin that also does as a wall purlin, and that is at 11 feet. That's the eave. Then up here we have a 8-inch I-beam, and then right above it, that other angle that you see, that's a rake angle. That's the same as your base angle, but because it's up there, it's called a rake angle, and that serves again 2 purposes. One is for when you bring the sheets up, you can screw the walls to the rake angle, and then when you're doing the roof, you can also screw the roof to that rake angle. But you can see all the way around, very, very strong. The panels on the wall are R panel. These are called R panel, or actually the technical term is PBR panel. PB stands for purlin bearing leg. They have a leg. R panel is the old style. But anyway, that's the R panel. R panel just means it has its ribs every foot. These ribs are 1 foot spacing, and then it has 2 additional small ribs. Very popular for metal buildings. R panel. On the roof, even though we use the same color, we use what's called a D panel. You look at the D panel right there, the ribs are a lot closer together. And right there you can see the R panel right next to it. This is R panel, this is D panel. Both panels are 26 gauge, American made, so they're very good panels regardless. It's just the R panel is the most common on the walls. On the roof, as I said, I prefer D panel. and all the soffits are also going to be D-panel. It'll look real nice, guarantee it. We also have gutters on this metal building, and of course all the trim is black. The gutters, as you guys know, we are going to use them to collect rain for this building. So the reason for collecting rain is this is meant to be an off-the-grid build, and so far so good. The next thing we're going to try is obviously try to get some solar power out here. So that's something that we're working on at the moment, trying to make that work. So this is where all the rain's going to go. If you guys saw the last episode where we brought the tank, we talked to Ron from Harvested Rain Solutions, and he kind of gave us a pretty good education as to how rain collection works. And but anyway, so we have the gutters there, and then the downspouts. What we did is it came down, we brought them around and sloped them down. They come together, then they go out, and they can fall right on top of that tank. That is a 1,000 gallon tank, and of course it's nicely tucked right against the building. So that was a pretty elegant way that the guys from WD Metal Buildings were able to do this for us. You know, nice and clean install, downspouts going right up to the tank. Now another thing about rain collection, this is what's known as a dry system, meaning it's going to rain, it's going to go down the pipe, dumps into the tank. The downspouts are dry when the rain is done. There's also what's known as a wet system. A wet system would go underground, come over, and then go back up to the tank, and it is like a P-trap, if you know what a P-trap is in plumbing. But anyway, so because it falls below the level of the tank, that pipe is always wet. It's full of water. Okay, so that's why they call it a wet system. So we opted for the dry system because it's a lot simpler, a lot easier, and a lot less maintenance. So as you can see, even though this building is surrounded by a lot of trees, there's still a lot of sun exposure on that roof. So we're thinking we can put some solar panels right here. So because Demolition Ranch HQ is not going to be used every day, we should not need that many panels to be able to do whatever Matt needs it to do. He's going to be here maybe once or twice a week for a few hours, so it shouldn't need much power, but who knows. I did suggest that he should probably install a backup generator just in case that one day he wants to spend more time here or a few days in a row so that he doesn't run out of power. So that's kind of some of the plans that we've been kicking around. All right, so the next step is to get the overhead door installed. That's going to be here pretty soon. And after the overhead door is installed, then we're going to frame the inside. So that's the next step. All right, another thing I've been thinking about. You guys see this right here? This is a very big area that's kind of just blank. So what I'm thinking of doing here is possibly do a nice sign that says Demolition Ranch, or maybe Demolition Ranch HQ. I don't know, but I think that would look really cool right here, especially when you drive up, you know where you're at. So if you do metal art, hit me up. Maybe you can help me with that. We're gonna surprise Matt with something like that. Hopefully he's not watching this video. As you can see, he's not here today. So let's try to come up with a plan to do something here. Maybe we can surprise him. All right, in the comments, let me know what you guys think about this metal building. And let me know what you would have done different, or maybe some things that we can still do at this point to make it better. Of course, we already talked about the metal art. I think that needs to happen, but what else could we do? Also, if you like this shirt that I'm wearing, there's a link in the description where you can get it. But anyway, help me out, give us some likes, just give us a ton of likes, and we'll see you guys next time. We are Texas Barndominiums.